Wood stoves are American as apple pie. They just come with more smoke and a lot more work. And when it comes to wood stoves, the bar has been set pretty high by the United States Wood Stove Company, located down in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. They was founded in 1869, and they're still making wood stoves today. So if you've ever wondered what all goes into making a wood stove, stay tuned. We're getting ready to find out. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Today we're going to take a road trip to two different locations to see how the U.S. Wood Stove Company builds their stove. Now the first place we're going is Trenton Pressing down in Trenton, Georgia. That's where all the initial metal work is done for these stoves. Everything's cut out and welded together. And after the initial work is done, the stove is transported over to South Pittsburgh, Tennessee at the headquarters of the U.S. Stove Company, where the final touches are done. That's where they paint it, put the doors on it, package it up, and get it ready to ship out to a retail location. So you guys hang in there and you might learn something today. I know I did.
See a lot of different products. Some of them are automotive, some of them not automotive. Hunting.
That's for the deer hunting guys,
exactly.
ain't it?
So the deer hunting guys
Yeah.
out there, they would buy it, they would put it behind a Kubota, they would put it behind a tractor. The machine picks up the ground, puts seeds in the ground, and then you flip this cultipacker over there, and then it basically does three things in one.
So it's got the disc and the seeder and everything.
Yep. You hook it up to your ATV or side-by-side battery. And there's a little seed motor in there, which basically turns a brush in the seed box. The brush itself has quite a good design to it. You can barely see it here, but basically it allows that the same seed mix always falls through, because in a seed mix you have bigger seeds and smaller seeds, and usually what happens is that the smaller seeds fall through first, but with that type of brush, what we can do is that we'll have a constant distribution of seeds throughout your food plotting activity.
We're going to end up doing final assembly in this area, so we'll expand in 26. And I think, Marco, if I'm not mistaken, we'll do like an assembly line down.
It's going to be down that way, yes, exactly.
Down that back line. And so we'll actually be able to see all of these products going down. So they'll fabricate from start to finish. Like he said, coating and the painting process will be external, but then it'll come back in here for final assembly. And wood stoves, pellet stoves, furnace, and gravity stove.
And that's all the stoves you guys make?
It's not all of them, but it's a lot of them.
A lot of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know you made the pellet stoves. So.
Yeah, we've got a pretty robust line, but this is probably the core competency of what we offer. But this is probably the core competency of what we offer. Obviously a small, medium, large. The tiny home is really big. That's taken off incredibly well. I would have not thought that it would.
Like the little tiny houses?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
And we call it the tiny home wood stove, and it sells like hotcakes. It's
nice.
Wild.
Now what about that wild looking one over there in the end?
So this is called the Wise Way. It's basically a gravity fed. The biggest problem with pellet stoves is electricity. This requires no electricity.
Oh, okay.
So you fill it up, it's gravity fed, so all of your wood pellets feed down, and there's no requirement of electricity. If your power goes out, this guy goes down. Because You've got the electronics and everything else. Same fuel, completely different system. This is completely patented, and it's pretty much the only one on the market. And we acquired this company, say 7 years ago, and obviously part of that was this design. To a stove, the volume and the types of parts
are more suitable for sheet metal. So we buy sheet metal in 4x8, so 5x10s, 5x12 formats, and then process them from there on. I still wanted to show you how the coils look like, because the beginning of every part that we make here is right at this dock door. A truck comes in with a coil in the back of it, gets picked up by a crane, and gets immediately inspected while it's still on the truck. The P.O.W. best cutter laser. Right now we're cutting some parts for Kubota, if I see that correctly. And you can see here very nicely with the camera that's inside, the parts are nested to achieve a very high utilization. So in the end, what you want to reduce is the amount of scrap you have out of each sheet. This is part of our quality system, you could say. It allows us to scan parts that come out of any other machine and then basically compare them if they look how they should look like.
Yeah. So Hans named her Pegasus because you can see she kind of flies around in there on the end of a robotic arm, right? It's really cool because she uses structured light instead of lasers to measure the parts. So she's actually taking pictures when she puts the light on the part, right? So the first light measures reflection, and then these series of lines measures the actual part.
It sits at the bottom of the 2500 stove. So as you can see, it left the laser in a flat pattern, just with the holes put in place and the outside form. And then what Melissa does here on this so-called press brake is that she feeds in the part, and then the press automatically knows how deep it needs to go, what pressure it needs to apply, because you have one edge here, 90-degree bend, and you have one smaller bend here. And you see here is where we store all the dies. So the
That's
dies
a lot of dies in here.
They take up a lot of space. Because these are all dies that need to run every couple of days, every couple of weeks, depending on what end product they go into. So none of these eyes are idling. 1100 and a 2000. You're getting the 2500. You're getting 2500 okay.
So 1869, that's the year we started, I guess, right?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Awesome.
You'll be able to go there.
Ready for inspection.
Ready for inspection.
Yeah, so once it passes their final inspection, then they'll band on it.
He'll pick it up right there and put some stuff that has the bolt in from the bottom, and then he'll set it on the pallet.
I see.
And then he lets it back down on the pallet. They start through here. They got a our paint has to be, our weldments has to be preheated.
Okay.
then that's the fuel load, and this is the pre-burn.
Okay.
So when you're doing a pre-burn, and there's the kindling, so you get the fire going, then you can load these up in the firebox. So I'm simulating what is inside the fire. So I'm down to 3/10 of a pound. This has been running for almost 5 hours. Now there is, regardless how it safety tests, there's always a minimum of floor protection, which is usually on a wood stove 8 to the left, 8 to the right, 8 to the back, 16 to the front, and that's ember protection and whatnot. But you can actually have to be required to have thermal. If I was paying attention to the instructions, that might be a
All right, friends, we just made it back to the farm, and let me show you guys what I had in the truck bed. I didn't leave there empty-handed. So here's what we got, guys. A brand new wood stove for this shop, which I was needing pretty bad. And there's our insulated pipe. Right there's the through the wall chimney kit. US Stove sells all this stuff. So we got enough pipe here and pretty much the stove to go ahead and do a full install here at the shop. And I got something pretty neat right here, guys. This is called Miracle Heat. It's a thermoelectric stove fan, which means you sit on top of your wood stove. When it heats up, it starts turning and pushes the heat out in front of you, or in front of the stove rather. That sounds a lot better. And this is also made by the US Stove Company as well. So over the course of the next few days, I'm going to install that wood stove. That will be a separate video. It's going up here in this shop. And let me show you where we're going to put it. So the wood stove's going to go right here in the center of this wall. We're at the back of the shop. And then the pipe will go up about 6 feet or so. Then it will go through the wall and come out at the apex of the roof way up there. This right here, friends, will be a perfect place for the wood stove. We're going to insulate this wall, put shiplap on it. And I'm thinking about making a small little wall behind the stove with some rock or something like that. Maybe get some mortar and have a nice rock wall beside it, or behind it rather. I'm not really decided on that yet. But that's where it's going to go. And eventually, once that's done, we're going to come in here and put shiplap on all these walls right here. And it's going to look really nice. I'm really excited about this. All right, guys, I think I'm done for the day. I got to head back in here in the shop and organize this stuff and do a little bit of inventory on it and see what all we got. And I think I have everything we need to install this wood stove. So in closing here, guys, a big thank you to the US Wood Stove Company and also to Trenton Pressing for giving us a tour today of their facilities and showing us how these wood stoves are made. And also, if you're interested in a US wood stove, I'm going to leave a link down below to their website and a promo code. You can get 15% off right now when you use that code. You can buy a wood stove directly from them. Now, they do sell those at Tractor Supply, but you can save some money if you use my link and just order it directly from them and get 15% off. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys back here in probably a week or two when I get this stove done. You guys hang in there.